Reality feels stable because it repeats itself. Objects remain where they are. The body responds the same way each morning. Time appears to move forward in a predictable line. From this repetition, certainty is born. We do not question reality because it behaves consistently. But consistency is not proof of truth. It is only familiarity. When physics began to investigate reality beyond the limits of human perception, this familiarity collapsed. At the smallest measurable scales, matter did not behave like matter. It did not exist as solid substance. It did not occupy space in a definite way. Instead, it appeared as probability, a mathematical description of what might occur, not what already exists. An electron is not a particle in the classical sense. It has no precise position until it is measured. Before measurement, it exists as a range of possible outcomes. This is not a metaphor. It is the result of repeated experiments. Reality, at its foundation, is not made of things. It is made of potential. Observation changes outcomes. Measurement is not passive. Interaction defines what becomes real. This does not mean consciousness magically creates the universe, but it does mean reality is not independent in the way we were taught to believe. The universe is not a completed structure waiting to be discovered. It is an unfolding process. This realization unsettles the mind because the mind depends on fixed ground. It wants certainty. It wants solid definitions. But quantum physics offers none. It removes the idea of absolute objects, absolute time, and absolute separation. It replaces them with relationship, interaction, and probability. From the inside, spiritual inquiry arrives at a similar conclusion through a different path. Everything you experience appears within awareness. Sensations arise. Thoughts arise. Emotions arise. Even the sense of self arises. Each appears, changes, and disappears. Awareness itself does not. It remains constant while experienced moves. This is not belief. It is observation. You do not need to accept a philosophy to see it. You only need to notice what is already present. Experience happens. Awareness knows it. Awareness does not fluctuate with the content of experience. Just as particles arise from quantum fields, experience arises within awareness. Forms appear. Forms dissolve. The field remains. Different languages describe it differently, but the structure is the same. What is fundamental is not the form, but the space in which form appears. Identity feels real because it is consistent. Memory reinforces it. Language stabilizes it, but consistency does not mean permanence. When identity is examined closely, it behaves like a process, not an entity, a pattern repeating itself moment by moment. Awareness, however, does not repeat. It does not move. It does not age. Time also reveals itself as less solid than it seems. The past exists only as memory appearing now. The future exists only as imagination appearing now. Experience itself never leaves the present. Reality is not moving through time. Time is appearing within experience. When these insights are allowed to settle, something changes. Not dramatically, not emotionally, subtly. The need to control reality weakens. The need to define everything softens. Attention becomes clearer. Experience becomes more immediate. Quantum physics does not tell us what reality is. It tells us what reality is not. It is not solid. It is not separate. It is not fully defined without interaction. Spiritual inquiry does not tell us what to believe. It tells us where to look. Together, they remove certainty. And in the absence of certainty, something unexpected appears. Not confusion, not emptiness, but clarity. Not the clarity of answers, but the clarity of presence. Stillness is not something to achieve. It is what remains when assumptions fall away. Beneath thought, beneath identity, beneath explanation, there is something quietly present, unmoving, unchanging. It does not need belief. It does not need understanding. It is already here. Within